Dun 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 dun. Hello, 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 and welcome to race 2 of our Indy Car season 5 with Project Cars 2 with the Project Cars Drivers Club. As usual, I am Dustin the Destroyer, joined in the commentary box today by our very own Paulie. Hello, Paulie. And we are here at Imola today for our first of 2 races today. We're doing double headers all season. Start off with a 30-minute race and move on to a longer 45-minute race afterwards to shake things up a little bit. As far as the format goes, we got fuel use, tire use. So we will be most likely seeing some pit stops. We saw in the last race, somebody tried to fuel save for the race and wound up like a lap short. So the first 30-minute race is kind of iffy on fuel saving. Safest way to do things is get a splash and dash in there. So with both races, we'll see some interesting pit strategy at the very least. It's definitely a good track for some high downforce racing. Imola's got a lot of little chicanes that they can blast through pretty quick, and some very, very fast sections, including the very, very long start-finish section where a slipstream can be absolutely lethal to position. So we'll be starting off on the formation lap here. Hopefully without any troubles. So qualifying, Flick and Flacken took the lead with a 124.6. Husky behind him with a 124.8. Bill Kerman took third in qualifying with a 125.3. Geotimus behind him. Rubik's supposed to be in fifth, I believe. But, Husky, Kerman, Geo. Yeah, Geo and Rubik just need to switch out there. Dovey's gonna be in 7th, Miffy 8th, Jaxa 9th, Fatal Enemy 10th. Have a Nice Day is in 11, Tone Low 12, and Felix FX 47 in 13th place. So far for points lead, we've got Bill Kerman and Jim Boom in the 1-2 for points lead. Jim Boom not here for this race. He is just a point off from Bill Kerman's lead with 34 points. And Sjord in third for points total for drivers so far. Dat Miffy is fourth for drivers points, and he's here today. So Bill Kerman and Miffy are definitely going to be shooting up, keeping the top spots on the drivers points today. Bill Kerman and Rubik's team Huchechastli had a really good showing last race. They've come away with 34 points, leaving Team Velocity Racing with a 5-point gap, and that's MDK and Geotimus in Velocity Racing there. Alright, so we got 2 turns left to go in our formation lap here, and then we'll be off and running for the remainder of the half hour.
Hopefully won't be too many casualties.
Hopefully not. Yeah, we saw a minor bloodbath last week. Alright, our guys are set up on the start-finish straight here. Once your car crosses the start-finish line, you're free to go. So we'll do single file start here, keep things safe, keep people from running into each other and whatever else. Here's Flick and Flacken in the pole position. Should be coming up to the entry here and taking off. We are off. Looks like Rubik's back there is already jockeying for something. I think Husky got a bad bit of that curb over there. Rubik's and Kerman, the teammates, not quite keeping things together. A couple people going very wide there on that hairpin turn.
Bill lost a few places in that. He's down to 6th.
Yeah, Giadomus and Raz Daniels saw their opening and went for it there. A couple other people in the backfield went very wide there as well.
Oh, Kerman's dropped down to 12th last.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, he's also missing the front of his car. So.
Must have had a pretty big contact there. He leaves it up to Rubik's to get the job done for now, as far as Team Hestley goes. And Rubik's is keeping right up with Husky. He's definitely going to be trying to get all the position he can. A good break from our hour-and-a-half long races. These sprint races are definitely a little more desperate on positions. You can't quite just rely on strategy for these. Yeah, Rubik's is looking hungry. Kerman into the pits for repairs, surely. Want to catch Rubik's going for P2 here. He's definitely not going to let Husky get any room to breathe here, it seems. Oh, Husky touching the grass in a major way, deeply unsettling the car.
He's having a look up the inside into the corners, but he's not quite close to it. He's to get pressure on.
Bill Kerman a lap down now. It's going to have some making up to do. Looks like Husky's actually gotten away a little bit from Rubik's now. We'll go to battle developing between Have a Nice Day and Miffy here for P6.
Oh, Flicken, I think, has just received a penalty. It's got red on my screen.
Oh, yeah. Flicken's got a 1 second penalty for something or other.
Track cut, more than likely.
Most likely, yeah. Oh, we've got a couple guys looking to make some moves here. Felix has moved up a bit from 13th now. He's in 9th and hot on Domi's tail. Going for the inside, he's got the overlap. There it goes. Is he gonna keep it on the track through the turn? There it is. Excellent move, excellent move.
Felix has made quite a few positions up.
Absolutely, yeah. He's up 5 positions from the start of the race, having a really good time of it. Looks like Fatal Enemy is beginning to work on Geodimus here for 4th place. Well, Have a Nice Day continues his battle with Miffy. Miffy's not really giving him the opportunities he needs. Oh, and Have has a little bit of a slip there. That's all Felix needs to make up some time here. Now onto the. Yep, that's what you want on the start-finish straight. That's almost a guaranteed pass. If you, oh my goodness!
That was. I don't think they could have been much closer, could they?
So close. Oh, and Have loses it a little bit there as well. Hav's looking a little squirrely out there today. Not his usual smooth, steady racing that we're used to seeing from him. Granted, it has been wild with these Indy cars, these high downforce monsters at a place like this where there's really high speed sections followed by really, really heavy braking zones. Stuff gets wet and wild real quick.
They're definitely more suited to the American Speedway style tracks. It's quite interesting having them in.
Yeah, I mean, they're very capable here at these windy European tracks, but it's definitely not what they usually race in Indy cars here. So it's interesting to see what they come up with in terms of race strategy and tactics. Let's see, I think I got a replay of that to make up some time here. Here we go to the instant replay now. It's a new development for us. There's that little pass there. We'll go right back to the action because Felix is looking to make a move. He backs out. Rubix is catching back up to Husky now. Somebody's got a busted car on the side of the road there. Husky's kind of getting away. Felix still right on the tail end of Miffy.
Javis has dropped off quite a bit. I wonder if it's him with the smashed up car.
Yep. That does appear to be the case. Well, it'll give Bill Kerman someone to race with for now. Looks like Fatal Enemy is up there nearly in position to make a move as well. Not quite in the slipstream enough to make it happen on that start-finish straight. We can see Fatal Enemy and Geodimus up ahead there. We can keep track of both battles at the same time here. And there it is, a little bit of sand touching, and I think Felix has got the pass done, but no, Miffy's got the inside still exiting the corner, and now he slots in behind Felix. This battle definitely is not over. There's a floating pylon there. That's kind of neat. Do you see that on your screen, Polly? It must just be me.
No, I didn't see it.
There's like a little floating pylon. It's pretty great. Oh, it looks like Fatal's got the move done on Geo here. Passing on the inside on that sharp left. Miffy picks up a 1 second penalty at some point there too. Oh, that exit of that corner just looks so squirrely for everybody. Rubix and Husky both having a little bit of a time there.
We've lost Felix.
We have. Felix has retired for some reason. That
Some form of contact. That's a shame. He was coming up the grid.
yeah, I'm not sure what could have happened there. I think if people disconnect, it says they disconnected. It doesn't say they retire if they just disconnect. It's hard to tell if it's technical issues or if he had a race-ending crash after that battle with Miff. Maybe that's where Miffy got that 1 second penalty from. It's hard to say.
Maybe.
Oh, Husky burning the tires a little bit after he touches that curb.
It's a bit tail happy. Rubix.
And Rubix pits it. He was in a pretty good spot there, but oh, he's got low fuel. He didn't have enough fuel to make it the full way.
A couple more penalties as well. Miffy and Raz have got penalties too.
So we are 15 minutes into the race. Got
Raz with a 10-second penalty.
oof, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, so we're about halfway through the race, so this may very well be a strategy on Rubik's part to get a balanced fuel and tire load throughout the entire race here. Felix got disconnected, Animair is telling me in chat. That's what it seemed. I didn't see anything too wild going on track, so I kind of thought that might be the case. That is unfortunate. He was having a fantastic run of it out there. Might have to take the dedicated server out back and spank it around a little bit after the race, because we've had some issues today. So Hav is now back in the mix, working on Miffy up there in the yellow Pennzoil livery. And Fatal Enemy up here. Gonna be trying to snatch that third place away from Geo. Now that Rubix has gone into the pits, Geo's shot up into third place. Fatal Enemy definitely vying for that position as well. Geo got that very important exit momentum there to get onto the start finish. It looks like Geo's been burning through push to pass to try to keep Fatal behind him.
I didn't realise you could see how much they'd used.
Yeah, it is very, very helpful in these cases. So Geo's been using that push to pass to try to keep a hold on that podium, but he's only got 2 left, and Fatal spins. Big spin from Fatal.
Lost the place.
And Hav is spun somewhere.
Oh, in the same place.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And he saw the spin, reacted to it, and that made him go.
Yeah, that was a mess. I don't think we had any contacts there, so.
No, that was pretty good.
Very clean racing. Our race leader Flickin is going in, yep. Chat, are you guys able to hear Polly well enough? It's hard to tell. It varies on output from what I hear, so sometimes I just gotta ask. That's Husky into the lead now with Flickin' Flackin' into the pits. And Husky's got a lot of fuel. He may actually be able to make it if he fuel saves hard. Geodimus now taking second place. Provisionally, Miffy going to be hopping up into third. Flicken is going to have a lot to battle for. Fatal Enemy and Have going into the pits as well. So Rubik's already starting to make those positions back, and if his strategy works out, he should have a pretty balanced load of fuel and tires by the end. He might have too much fuel, really, for an ideal situation. NDK in chat says Indy's downforce really only works in high speed. When you lose speed, it kind of becomes wonky. Yeah. Paul here's Paul fine. Good. That's good. That's what counts. We got a slight lull in the action. Let's see. I think we got a replay of some spin outs here. So Fatal spun, and then who was it? Have that also spun in. Then someone comes right between them here.
Wow, we've got a lot of penalties as well.
That was wild. Four to 4.5 liters per lap, apparently. Okay. Well, that does even out then. It's a good ratio, about 1 to 4 generally. Yeah, check those production values, boys. We're in the big time now. 10 minutes remaining now. We've passed the 10-minute mark, so it is a sprint to the finish. Husky's probably going to need a splash and dash by the end of it, though. Miffy as well, so it may have paid off to go for a balanced pit strategy in the sort of middle of the race here. We'll see if the splash and dash guys can make it by. We will see. Not sure when Geo dropped into third. Miffy got up into second. I don't even recall when that happened, but that is the state of things.
Everyone looks like they've got 10-second penalties. Everyone's obviously been penalised for speeding in the pits.
Yeah, Flickin' out in fourth now behind Geodimus. He's probably going to be going for that position, but yeah, we see 2 new 10-second penalties on there, maybe 3. A lot of pit speeding. You want to get in there as fast as possible and not waste any time. Oh, very close. Inches apart from each other. Every time these guys manage passes like that, just a reminder of the quality of racing that we get here with PCDC. That was so close. And that's Rubik's up into fourth now. Seems like he's got just a trajectory after his pit stop. He's overtaken most of the field. Although a lot of people have pit, so some of those are free positions, but he's definitely looking good for a finish here. Do any of our leaders have a 10-second? No, Miffy and Flicken have just a 1 second. Flicken definitely out pushing. He was the pole position in qualifying. He is very fast on this circuit. Oh, he's got the momentum on Miffy. He's got it done clean and easy.
Bill Kerman can make up another couple of spaces that put him on pole position for the next race.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we do a top 8 reverse grid for the second race. So even if you drop back in the pack a lot, you can set yourself up with a good position. If you hurry up and get into that eighth spot, you can start off leading the next race. So that's a nice little thing to sort of mix things up between races. Forget about that. It's a new feature for this series. Geodimus 9th now, going for a retake on position, going side by side into the chicane. Little bit of touching there between the wheels, but I think everybody is okay.
Wow, he's a hovering car for me. So.
Oh, I hate that. That looks so bad when that happens. It's fine over here.
Well, his hover car's doing great.
It's less friction, you know. MDK in the chat says maybe someone risks it and pits for the alternates even though they go off like nobody's business. That's possibly viable with the guys that are running pretty low on fuel and are going to need a splash and dash. Maybe could grab some of the alternate compounds. Oh, Fatal having a bad time in that corner. Getting off onto the Astro turf a little bit there. Or is that real turf? I don't know. Can't tell. Oh, a little bit of a spin back there from someone. There's Raz Daniels having a little bit of a moment. That's alright. So Husky in the lead, Miffy behind him, and Rubik's now up into third place. Rubik's has clawed his way back up the grid. 5.5 minutes left. He's in good position. He's in good shape. Gio still looking hungry out here. Oh, those closing times are just outrageous. Makes me pucker a little bit every time.
Used to seeing the GT3s break into each other, aren't you?
Yep. All the multi-class racing we do. I'm used to people having different braking zones. Looks like Rubik's is getting into position for battle with Miffy for P2. There's two good battles going on. Quick, somebody pass. And there's Gio slotting in for P7. Let's catch up with Rubik's and Miffy here. Rubik's in the white, green, and black car here side by side with Miffy in the yellow Pennzoil car. Switching to Miffy's on board now. Oh, and
currently. So carry on.
Rubik's absolutely got the best of that one. Flicking with a big spin out. That's not what he needed.
Gio has dropped a couple of spaces. Back down to 9th.
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys having their pit stops, they came out and charged really hard and took some spots. I'm not sure exactly what caused. It seemed to happen pretty quick. We were keeping up with Gio pretty well, and then he dropped into like 9th position. So I'm not sure if he had a spin or if these guys are just charging that hard out here. Domi into the pits.
Currently, Fatal Enemy will be on pole for the next race.
Is that Domi now? Yeah. Just about 3 minutes left of the race. We are into the last couple of laps here. Probably 2 laps remaining, I'd say.
Gio in the pits.
Husky race leader in the pits. Rubik's is possibly going to be just taking that first place here and sort of undercut. His strategy may have really paid off for him here. Rubik still has 2 push-to-passes to use here too in the last 2 laps, 2 laps here, 2.5 minutes left. Rubik's now into pole position. I love seeing a plan work out. Got a 3-4 second gap to Miffy behind in P2. And Flicken's managed to hold on to P3 despite that spin out.
Oh, Bill's very close to being able to secure pole position.
Yep, if Bill can grab this position from Domi up here, Bill will be starting the next race in first place. We'll keep an eye on that. Minute 40 left. Husky just going right around town there, giving Tone the old loop-de-loo right around the outside. Looks like Tone wasn't really defending too hard there. I mean, he took the inside line, but lost a little bit of momentum on the inside there. Took it a little too conservatively, but that's good. It's better to be safe and responsible than start a crash for fourth place. Blicken's caught up to Miffy now, so we may have a little tiff here in the last minute of the race. And it looks like Kerman is within range to do some damage for Domi. On board with Flicken. Oh, this is getting real close. This will be the last lap of race 1 today. We'll be following up with a 45-minute race afterwards here.
I think Bill will get an extra lap though to try and secure pole. Because he's just in front of them, I think.
Flicken just hop, skipped, and jumped right in front of Miffy on those chicanes. Looked effortless. Oh, Bill's not quite getting it done.
Oh, he's only got 5.2 litres left of fuel.
Yep, this is the last chance for Bill to get that good positioning on the next race. He needs it. I mean,
no push to pass either.
No. And Domi got a real good exit out of that final turn. So that may be that. Oh. Did somebody drop out while I wasn't looking?
Oh.
Do you see that?
I'm trying to figure out who we've lost. Gio.
Oh, we've lost Gio, so that, I guess that puts Bill Kerman in 8th place, unless we see something different on the. Whoa, somebody's bugged out really badly.
I think that was the car that's left the session, maybe.
Yeah, seems like it's
glitching on the map.
Superimposed itself between 2 points on the racetrack. Geodimus has become a quantum entity here at Imola. And that may have given Bill Kerman the finish he needed to start on pole position for the next race. As far as everything else goes, Rubix managed to undercut everybody with that balanced strategy at the dead halfway point of the race. That was absolutely incredible strategy on his part. Flicken Flacken took 2nd place there, despite his 2-second penalty, taking Miffy in the last lap of the race. Miffy also has a 2-second penalty, but manages to hold on to 3rd. So Bill Kerman couldn't quite recover from that, but he'll be in good shape next race, and his teammate Rubix and Team Huchechastli got the first place on that one, so they'll definitely be in
that when you're drunk.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier if I was drunk. So, oh, that's unfortunate if Geodimus disconnected before the finish here and that result doesn't count. Yeah, it looks like a retirement over here. That's unfortunate. I don't know what the issue was there, but Velocity Racing definitely needed those points. Without MDK in the mix, Geodimus needed a good position. That's too bad. As far as the other teams, I think we're missing some on the list, or somebody hasn't officially declared teams. We got Fernando Alonso in 3rd place with 7.5 points in the team standings. That's Domi and 888. 888 not here for this race. That 4th in the team standings, Confused Flags, Motorsports, Felix, and Husky, FX47 and Husky. whom are both present today. I think Felix disconnected. Hopefully he'll be back for the second race though. But Husky got a good fourth place, so that's pretty decent points for the team there.
Press continue when you're ready.
Oh,
You are host.
oh, am I? Okay. Return to lobby. Let's see what our last replay was here. It was flicking flacking getting around Miffy there. Oh, so we need to do the whole thing where we rejoin the lobby and all that, don't we, Paul?
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right, you go handle that. I will handle the dead air while we move on to race 2. Yeah, I miss a lot of things, man. But you know what? It's the thought that counts. And that was a really good race. Really exciting half hour of racing there. A lot of upsets, a lot of good battles. We're going to be gearing up now for the second race. It's going to be 45 minutes now, so we're really keeping everybody on their toes with different pit strategies through this. Felix is in the chat, got disconnected for some reason. Thanks for the nice commentary, thumbs up. Oh, thanks, Felix. Hopefully we can get into the next race here. We're gearing up for race 2. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We had a couple disconnects on that one, and not sure if it's just, you know, solar storms and gamma radiation just causing some issues with the internet today. Seems like been a lot of issues on everybody's ends today, so we're just getting by as best we can here, and hopefully not too much heartbreak on the technical front in race 2, but you just never know. Yeah. So we are now filling out the lobby. Bill Kerman did secure that pole position by getting into the P8 finish. I believe Domi will be starting second in this race, and am I seeing that right? Felix is gonna be okay. I'm not seeing the standings correctly here. We'll just see how this goes. Everybody's leaving the server again.
Dustin, can you leave the lobby, please?
But it says the 45-minute race is up now.
Yeah, it's not putting everyone in the right order. It's bugged.
Okay, so we're gonna have to leave and then join, and then leave and join again?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, holler at me when I can get back in.
No worries.
Thanks, Paul. Such a sweetheart, that guy. Best guy. Probably my most common commentating partner over here, Paulie. Fantastic guy. We got our NASCAR league coming up tomorrow. Hopefully gonna make it in for that. I've been recovering from a knee injury, so I haven't been racing in a while, but I think I can at least push some pedals now, so hopefully I can get into that oval league tomorrow. We got going on same time as this starts. It's the 7 p.m. UTC Zulu time, I think. 8? Is it 8? I don't know. It's 1 p.m. Central Standard. Okay. Let me get in to the server. Hopefully we'll make this quick. This is the downside of having 2 races is we get a little bit of downtime to recap and do whatever else between the races while we're getting it set up. There we go. Give me the race director, Paulie. Thank you. Excellent. A well-oiled machine. We're thinking for the mid-race distractions next week. We'll be having highlights and replays, and we'll go over the like any penalties that occurred in the previous race. So that's what'll go into place here next week. Right now, it's going to be me filling dead air, but we'll have some nice video clips for you next week to go over. It'll be nice sort of introduction to how things work behind the scenes when we get penalties and stuff that we put into place. I don't usually go over those explicitly during the stream, so it'll be nice to see what's affecting everybody's point standings for the season, and go through sort of the incidents that happened in the last week. No stop strat, best stop strat. Yeah, I guess it worked out for you, didn't it, Miff? Miff Diff 4 seconds off pace on the podium. Yeah, it's those half-hour races especially. They leave a lot of space open for different strategies. You'd think it wouldn't. You'd think there would just be a winning strategy. It's just a short half-hour race. You'd think there would be some clear winner, but here we saw probably 3 different main strategies in the field, and worked out differently for everybody else. The no stop could apparently work out. The splash and dash at the end did fine for a couple people. Rubik's hit it at exactly the halfway point and managed to come back to the lead spot, and that was really exciting. So yeah, the 45-minute race, probably, I mean, you won't see a no-stopper here, but you'll see some variations on when people choose to pit. I know last week in the 45-minute race, we did see most of the people chose to just go at the halfway mark, about, what is it, 22.5 minutes in or so. You see a lot of people pitting at the same time in the 45-minute race. Thanks, Miffy. Good luck out there on this race. And good luck to any of the other drivers that are keeping up with the stream. I'll be keeping my eyes on you. I guess this is as good a time as any to shill the club here. Go to pcdc.link if you would like to join us for next week, or even tomorrow's NASCAR racing that we do. Good clean group of guys. It's for racing. Always somebody to race with varied skill levels. Everybody's really helpful, and we like to be competitive on the track, but everybody's super helpful, and making sure everybody else is as good a racer as possible off track. Lots of good discussion with these guys, and everybody just kind of helps everybody out for the fun of it. So it's a real good group to be a part of if you want to just get into a sort of casual league where you can actually have some good clean racing without worrying too much about rules and regulations and being super serial and what have you. Although we do have rules. You'll have to read the rules. Have to follow the rules, but they're pretty easy. Like, don't be a dick and don't crash into people. Pretty simple. And as you can see, everybody has a pretty easy time on the track with overtakes and everything. It stays very, very clean. I think we've nearly got everybody back gridded up. We've got 14 drivers ready to go, so we will be unleashing race 2 shortly. Dead air, nobody likes the dead air. And that's the Dead Air song. I wrote that 1979, with the help of Willie Nelson. This is why we're putting highlight clips here next week, because You just never know how much air you're gonna have to fill between races here. But I think we're only waiting on 2 drivers to hop into the grid, and we'll be off with race 2 for 45 minutes of racing.
Is anybody there?
Hello, Paul.
Getting ready for formation lap.
All right, it looks like we are loaded in and gridded up. Let's go to the field here. Give us
I will be back.
MDK in the chat says, give us your best grazie ragazzi. I don't know what that means. I don't follow. I think that's Formula 1, or I don't know. You'll have to forgive me. I'm American and uneducated. But I'll give you a grazie ragazzi. How's that? Is that something? I'll give you that. I like the name. A good name. It's really got some flair. So, to recap the positions for race 2, we've reversed the top 8 finishers from the last race. So Bill Kerman will be taking the pole position with Domi in second there in the beautiful Doom livery. Fatal Enemy will be in third. Have a nice day. Gonna be rocking P4. Husky in P5. Miffy's gonna be P6. Flickenflacken in P7, and Rubik's, the previous first place, will be in P8 there. Jackson 9, Raz Daniels 10, Tonelo 11, Geonimus 12, and FX 47 in 13th place. They're off and rolling on the formation lap now. Looks like Rubik's and Flicken have jostled positions a little bit on my screen, but I think that will get ironed out here. Yep, there it is. Grazie, ragazzi. Hello, welcome back, Paul.
Sorry, child is a nightmare.
I believe it. It's no problem at all. You know how good I am at filling dead air. All I have to do is crack open my compendium of ostrich racing knowledge, and we're off to the races.
Your knowledge about pinsies.
Yep. Yep, our sponsor that we're not sponsored by. Just got a real love and appreciation for Pinties. I've never even eaten Pinties, but I just love their products on a moral level, on an ethical level. I'm with Pinties. On a spiritual level, I'm with Pinties. Hashtag I'm with Pinties. Go ahead and tweet that to @PCDC after the race for a chance to win a pack of frozen meatballs. No, I hear the chopper, but don't get a chopper camera. I wish I did. That would be neat.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. So let's see if Bill can hold off the first position and not crash this time.
Yeah, you know, the pole position is where Bill does his best work. I think I have to look at the statistics, but almost every time he starts first, he finishes first, it seems. He's got that clear air and nobody to run into, or anybody to run into him, and he just absolutely takes away with it. And then, and there we go, we are off and running. And yeah, every time he starts in third or just anywhere that isn't pole position, he has a harder time of getting up there into the clear air where he likes to be.
See a few cars. Oh, there's a bit sketchy in the background.
Oh, Fatal and Domi off. Domi manages to keep it together. Big impacts, big. Lot of people going too deep. Contact here between Domi and Husky. Just absolute terror on the first turn. Lots of people going way too deep there and going off track, and that's.
There were many limbs lost in the background.
Yeah, I don't think people were dragging those brakes. I think. Oh my goodness! Contact in the chicane. Bad news. Bad news. Oh, that's not good. Bad news for Husky.
That went into him?
I'm not sure, but that's definitely not a good look for anybody.
They lost their front spoiler, whoever it was.
Yeah, they're certainly running on some low downforce setup now. That was brutal. Yeah, these cars, oh, son! On these cars, if you don't have warm tires and brakes, they are absolutely squirrely and kind of dangerous, honestly. So, hopefully on our next formation laps, people start dragging brakes to warm them up a little bit at the very least.
All the contact there.
Oh my goodness. There's also
so Hav and Jaxa are in the pits already, so that's two of the people that were involved.
Yep, Fatal is into the pits. I think Husky will probably have to go in as well, but, well, it seems like he skipped it. We got a little three-way battle on board with Miffy here. That's Raz Daniels ahead of him, Geo ahead of him, and Fatal Flick and Flocken ahead of him. Oh, Rubix is starting to catch up to P2 as well. Geo has a little bit of an off. Miffy and Felix just sneak on by there. I'm going to be spastically switching between cameras here because we got multiple battles going on at the same time. So this is Miffy and Raz Daniels going to be fighting for P5 here. And Rubix and Domi here going to be fighting for P2.
And Bill was definitely away.
Yep, I'm telling you, once he gets that clear air, he's gone. So if somebody's really dedicated to beating Bill Kerbin, you have to put in time for your hot lap and qualifying. It's just getting in front of Bill counts for so much. Because once he's out in the front, it's gone, baby. He runs like the wind. Felix still keeping up with the Miffy and Raz battle here, so that's good to see. Lots of sketchy places where you're gonna make contact with the grass here. Felix getting little slowed down by it, but not out of control. Rubix is looking like he is going to be able to make a move shortly here. Not quite going to duck in for the inside. Oh, he's got great momentum on the start finish, and is he going for the overlap? There it is. Now Domi's got the inside. Rubix has the inside for this one, and pushed too hard, I think. I don't think there's any contact there. He just had to push it way too hard to keep that lane open and also maintain his speed. That is unfortunate. It's going to be costly for him. Domi holds on to P2 for now. Rubix down to P6. Now Rubix is in the mix of the other battle, so that makes things easier for me. So we're on board with Felix. Try to keep an eye on the entire gang here. That's Rubix ahead of him in the white and green. Miffy up ahead in the yellow, and Raz Daniels ahead of him. Let's do a quick push to pass check on these guys. Felix here's got 10 left still. Rubix has 8. Miffy has 7 push to pass left, and Raz Daniels also has 8. So if you're not sure what push to pass is, it's like a button that the drivers can press, and it adds something like, it's a turbo boost. It adds horsepower to the engine displacement, I believe. So they basically get instantly faster when they push the button for a short burst, and they've only got 10 that they can use for the entire race. So managing that can really help you out with an overtake, and it can also be used in our format. There's no regulations on where you can use it, so you can use it to keep someone behind you as well. So,
Bill hasn't used any yet.
Bill hasn't used any?
I bet he hasn't.
Yeah, probably. So Rubix had a little bit of a moment back there and dropped back to the back of the pack. He's still hanging with the train here, but oh, Bill used 1. I bet Bill used 1 just to get distance at the very beginning, and he's probably just running business as usual now. Kerman with a 8-second gap to second place there. Rubix getting the inside there. He established overlap well before the turn. That was a good move. He's got the inside again on that turn. Definitely a really good passing strategy here for Rubix. Felix is right on him on the start-finish, though. Oh, beautiful, beautiful stuff here. That's Felix back up into 6th place. Rubix back down to 7th. Oh, Felix with a little bit of an off. I don't think he's gonna. No, he's got to tuck in behind. He didn't hold on to overlap there. Oh, Felix has another moment going through the sand trap. And that's going to be that battle done. Oh, kind of a dangerous rejoin, but Gio managed to get around without any issues here. That leaves Felix to fight with Gio back here. Let's get, I think I got a replay of that first pileup. think we caught that on the first lap. Yeah, everybody went off there. You can see everybody just piling into each other on the outside of turn 1 there. Just incredible stuff. Oh, Raz Daniels just very quickly hopped up. What? Oh, was that Flickin' Flackin' having a spin? Oh, Flickin' had a very costly spin there, put him into P8.
It's not been Flicken's day, has it? Qualified on pole.
No.
Didn't win the first one. Got back there. I think he had a spin. He had another one.
Yeah, it's been rough. He had a good, I mean, he had a second place finish in the last race, but he has had a rough go of it in general, yeah. He's managing to make the most of his bad situations, and I mean, maybe part of it is that he's pushing really hard to compensate and having some more moments, but his raw speed is kind of making up for it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, here goes Rubix. I think he's got what it takes on the start-finish to take over. Yeah, if you are not exiting as fast as you can out of that last corner, someone is going to take advantage of that slipstream and get behind you. Flickin' Flackin' going into the pits now. I don't see any damage on him, but who knows?
That's an early pit stop if it isn't.
It is.
Damage.
It doesn't seem like the right time for a scheduled pit stop, but really, who can say? We got just about 30 minutes left in the race. I think I saw someone else go off back there. I just want to check that replay just to see if what I saw was correct. Oh yeah, that red and white car just absolutely biffed it back there. I like the replay button. This is super nice. I could play with this all day. Shout out to AVX, actually, who showed me the tutorials on how to actually implement that replay. It's fantastic, so thanks again, AVX. Rubix is coming, and he's hungry. He's looking up to Raz here. Rubix wants that third position.
I assume it is just a one stop for a 45-minute race.
Yeah, I think so. There's still opportunities for some different strategies here, but in general, you don't see as wildly differing pit stops as you do in the half hour. In the 45-minute, you generally see everybody kind of pitting at the same time. There's Raz Daniels looking to get that spot back from Rubix. Am I blind? When did Rubix make that pass? Was I zoned out for like a solid 10 seconds? Maybe. Bill Kerman, excuse me. Bill Kerman now commanding an 18-second lead. He is absolutely slamming it out. That orange thing is still just hovering there for me. I don't know if... Is it just going to do that every time I load this? This is a completely different session. I don't understand. Oh well. I'm getting...
Project Mars life.
Yep, that's just how she goes. Miffy's starting to close that gap. Raz needs to keep it smooth and steady here if he wants to keep Miffy off of him. Miffy down to 4 push to pass. Raz Daniels still has 6. We got 25 minutes left of the race. Uh-oh. Rubik's is starting to catch up to Domi for P2 now. Rubik's ducks into the pit. Now, last race, his early pit stop really paid off for him, but it's going to be definitely a more difficult second stint out there for Rubik's. It's going to be longer. It's harder to keep everything at optimal levels if you're going to be pitting this early into the race. But it is about time we're going to start seeing in the next couple laps more and more people going into the pit.
Another one in the pits. Fatal enemy is way down.
I think Raz took my advice and he's just turned on the consistency here. Every time Miffy's been making headway, it's kind of been because Raz having a little slip or whatever else. So Raz has been very consistent here. Although Miffy's still got the pace. Ran a 1:30.6 last lap, and Raz only ran a 1:31.1. Bill Kerman out there running a 1:28.9. If you
Flicken running a 21:27.8.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. That's that raw speed from Flicken that got him pole position in qualifying. But sometimes is his strength and his weakness here. He's very, very fast, but just gets into some trouble once in a while with it, you know. But he's got the raw speed to get the deal done. If he's still making steady work, staying in Raz's slipstream area, but not quite getting it done. Go on board with Flick and Flack, and I'm sure he's gonna go for a pass at his convenience here. Oh, he's got a good bit of speed here. He's still got 7 push-to-passes as well. You see Have playing it defensively, taking the inside line, trying to set up for turn 1 here. But Flick and Flacken had just raw momentum to get around. Domi in the pits now, dropping down the ranks. That puts Raz Daniels into 2nd and Miffy now into 3rd. And Flicken's got the job done with Have. Let's check back in with Miffy. Not quite in the Goldilocks zone. And he's only got 4 push-to-passes, so he's gonna want to play that well. He's not even into his second stint of the race, so gonna want to play it safe a little bit here.
You definitely need to use them wisely, don't you?
Yeah, I mean they're such a game changer. Almost a force multiplier of if you're defending, it makes your defense that much better. If you're trying to pass, it makes your pass that much easier to make. So really, you gotta spend them wisely, especially in 45 minutes using 10 of them. I mean, we're already on lap 16 with 21 minutes left of the race, so you don't even get 1 a lap to use. Although, I mean, if you're like me, I avoid conflict on the track for the most part. I, run my own race generally. I wouldn't have too much of an issue with it, but a lot of these guys really, really are competitive and want these positions, so it definitely comes down to a certain strategy. I think Flick and Flacken
spun again.
Yeah.
Not having much luck, is he?
No, he's just been pushing so hard. I'm sure we'll hear after the race of some factors that have been involved in these spins and whatnot. Gio going into the pits now. Definitely a scheduled pit stop. We are under 20 minutes left of the race, so definitely into the second half now. Bill Kerman still got 8 push-to-passes. He's used 1. Probably
I'll
just
be back in 5.
Copy that. I think Bill probably just used 1 to navigate traffic, I'm assuming, because he's got a 30-second gap now. He doesn't really have to be using it to defend his position. He's got 6.5 liters left. He's going to be going into the pits pretty soon here. Raz got 8. Miffy's got 11.5. Rubik's got a full tank of fuel. And he's hanging on to 4th, so we could see another really nice undercut from Rubik's here. Although 20 minutes on 55 liters sounds a little iffy. He might need a splash before the race is through. I think I got a replay of that pass between Flicken and Have there. Not quite. Not the good stuff, but just the tail end of it. Go on board with Bill and see how he's running things out here in the lead. And those curbs are chunky out here on these chicanes. You got to be very careful how you hit those. I'm sure that's a huge factor for some of these spins we're seeing out here today. Is these curbs are kind of varying heights and varying amounts of violence when you hit them. And with the amount of downforce these guys are playing with, it's definitely a tough call to make to really hit a curb full on. And that's race leader Bill Kerman into the pits now. Let's see where Raz is. Oh, Raz. Bill built up about a 30-second gap, so he's got a lot of room to wiggle to get back into the lead after this pit stop. Raz Daniels is just going to be... I think he's going to come out probably right when Raz is nearing the pit exit, honestly. But Miffy's right there behind Raz as well, so... Oh, Raz and Miffy into the pits now. All right. Ooh, this is gonna be something. We'll see how this sort of undercut strategy works for Rubik's now. I think Bill is rolling out of the pits now. Will Rubik's have enough time to play with to get up there? Rubik's just entering the start-finish straight here. Bill Kerman's just about to leave the pit exit. There he is. So Rubik's has taken P2, but oh no, Rubik's taken P1. Oh, that wasn't even Bill leaving. That was someone else. So Bill's teammate Rubik's has passed him for the lead of the race now. Bill is back here, and Raz Daniels, Miffy, both out in the same order they came in here. So no drama in the pit lane yet today. Everything's been going according to plan for the most part. Let's see, so we got 16 minutes left. Rubik's has 47 liters of fuel. Bill Kerman's got 60. I'm pretty convinced Rubik's is going to need a splash and dash, but in any case, having a 1-2 run like this with Rubik's and Bill Kerman for Team Huchechesli, that's a good spot to be in. Even if Rubik's has to go do a splash and dash, Kerman's out there in front then. And I'm pretty sure Bill Kerman can go to the end now. So they're right where they want to be. We'll see if they get a 1-2 finish here. But Raz Daniels and Miffy are not too far behind him. From first to Miffy here in fourth is only 12 seconds, so a pit stop probably will put Rubik's behind these guys. Oh, Bill's caught up to Rubik's now. We'll see if any team orders come into effect or if they're just gonna carry on business as usual. I mean, Rubik's knows how Bill operates, so I wouldn't be surprised if the team orders came through to let Bill just run with it. I don't think Bill's the type to tell Rubik's just to pull over and let him by, though, but if it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure Rubik's knows what to do. Look at that. Team Huchesli out on conquest. What a beautiful sight for them. Oh, Bill's getting a little slippy on that turn there, but keeping it together. They're just rolling with the steady 1-2 now. Not much.
1-2, 1-2.
1-2, check, check, 1-2, 1-2.
10-4.
Throw your hands in the air, because this race is through. They've both got, it's a 10-second gap from Rubik's to Raz Daniels in third now, and it's going to be tough for anybody to take the top spot with this team up here. Flickenflacken back in the pits. I think that's probably his scheduled pit stop then. Probably repaired on the other one. He went into the pits early, didn't he? Before? Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he crashed.
Yeah. I have the memory of a goldfish, so I'm just assuming. I'm not keeping a spreadsheet of people's pit stops anymore because that also distracts me from the racing.
So what's happened with Kermin? How comes he's now in second?
Kermin pitted. Rubik's pitted early on purpose, trying for this undercut strategy, and Bill Kermin went in for his scheduled pit stop around the midway point, along with Raz and Miffy. Rubik's managed to get enough of an undercut to come out of the pits, or to come out just ahead of Kermin as Kermin was leaving the pits.
Ah, nice.
So we've got Miffy, Raz, Domi, all sort of up in a group here. Oh, Bale's getting real close to his teammate here. I'm wondering if these team orders are going to come through at all. Or if they're just going to steady roll with the 1-2. We'll see. Oh, now I've got a hover car. Weak sauce. Raz Daniels appears to be hovering on my screen for now.
He's flying on mine.
The flying car. Lovely. Fix your game, SMS. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Bill's going for the full aggressive pass on his teammate Rubik's there. I don't think there's contact, but that was definitely not the smoothest thing in the world.
Rubik's isn't giving in. Who's the most pushed to pass?
Really cool stuff. I think Bill Kermin and Rubik's are settled to just have a gentlemanly race with each other now up here in the lead. Hopefully they keep it civil so that it doesn't wind up bad for their team. But looks like they're having fun anyhow. And this Raz Daniels, Miffy, and Domi pack is just... oh no, that's Flick and Flock in 9th. That's behind them. Am I seeing that right? Is he a lap down? Yeah, I think he's behind those guys by a lap, but he's hanging with their pack. Is that what you're seeing, Paul? Flick and Flock in 9th?
Yeah.
Alright, that must be right then. I think he's just a lap down, trying to possibly unlap himself here.
The timing doesn't look right for him to be a lap down, but then we know that's not always correct. So
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I'm seeing him as 13 seconds behind Pad, and not a lap down, but whatever. Either way, he's behind.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think. Oh, and Miffy's gotten around Raz pretty simply here. Oh, Raz getting a little squirrely. I think Miffy's got the room to breathe now, flicking, unlapping himself on the inside there. Raz said, "That was close enough. I'm gonna go ahead and play it safe on this turn." And and let Flicken unlap himself. Jesus, these guys are close. I think they're racing. It kind of looks like they're racing. Oh, Rubik's had the overlap there, but probably not worth playing too aggressively with your own teammate there. He backed out of that turn. Look at these guys go.
Bill's gonna hug the inside line, just like last time.
Oh, he made his car real wide going in there. This is a fun little showdown. Even though they're on the same team, they are definitely sparring off right now. A nice little showdown.
Rear end of their cars is looking a bit slidey.
Yeah, they're pushing real hard. Those tires are going to be feeling it. We got 7 minutes left. I think Rubik's is going to need to pit again by the end of this anyway. So it's probably not worth pushing too hard. But we'll see. So Rubik's has 22.5 liters left. Bill Kerman's got 35. He's been really sucking fuel during this on the second half of the race.
What happens when you're on it on the edge?
He certainly has been. Hopefully the fuel works out for these guys if they want to hold on to this 1-2. You can see on the map there, their 3rd place and 4th place contenders are just now about midway through the start finish. So they've got a pretty healthy gap for now, but it's going to come down to a pit stop if 3rd and 4th want to catch up real quick. Pit stop takes like, I don't know, 30 seconds in these cars on this
Fuel
track.
and tires at the same time in these.
Yeah. Do these cars do fuel and tires at the same time or
Yes,
sequentially?
they do. It's not like the GT3s where they do fuels then tyres, that they are done at the same time.
Right.
So it's a lot shorter than a lot of things.
Yeah, that's good. Especially in a sprint race.
It's almost worth changing your tyres anyway when you pit because they do it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to choose between the two.
Right. Seems like things have cooled down a little bit between Rubik's and Kerman. I think they've had their fun. They're gonna sort of fuel save what they can to the finish, I think. I think we've had a couple retirements, but I haven't not been seeing them pop up in the race feed, so I couldn't tell you who. Oh, Flicken's retired. That's one. He was up in the mix trying to unlap himself, and he is now retired, or he's at least disappeared from my view.
Give me a second and I'll inform us of who's retired. Husky.
Yep.
He has retired. Jaxa. Flicken.
Yep.
Yeah, that's our retirements.
That's too bad. We're down to 10 out here. Just 4 minutes left in the race. Oh my goodness! Rubik's loses it, has a big contact with the wall. He's going to be limping back into the pits now. He's got some broken suspension.
There goes their 1-2.
Yep. He's just going to go ahead and cut that. Alright. Yeah, you can see him wobbling side to side. He's got his suspension geometry pretty muffed up, you can tell.
Bit poorly.
So we'll see now if Miffy catches up to him. I think Rubik's is in good position to just duck into the pits right away, and he needed to anyway, but it's going to be a longer pit stop for him now with repairs.
Gonna drop right down the grid now.
Yep, that's going to be costly, so...
But 8th.
Miffy's across, and now in second. Raz now up into 3rd place. Kerman is working with a 15-second gap in the lead here, so he's got some wiggle room for the rest of the race. Plenty of fuel to make it, actually, yeah. I think everybody else on fuel is going to make it. 15 seems iffy to me, but I'm pretty sure we've only got 2 laps left, so that should be fine.
I think when the push to pass highlight at the bottom of the speedo is highlighted grey, I think that's when they're using it.
Oh yeah, I've noticed it. The blue goes away, and then it kind of.
I think when it's grey, they're using it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Kerman's got one left. Miff's got one left.
Got me a minute ago. His was grey.
Yep. Yeah, Raz had one, and now it's grey, and he's got 0. So Raz has used his last push to pass to. I'm not sure why. I think he's just trying to make the most of this second to the last lap here, trying to get his time up there, maybe to catch up to Miffy there. But Miffy's got about a 4-second gap. It's going to be pretty difficult for Raz Daniels to make that up. 1 minute 42 left, and I think we'll have one more lap after this. Raz looking a little bit squirrely there. Probably because he's got no tires on the ground.
Well, Rubik's has come back out the pits in 7th.
Oof, that was a lengthy repair. Very, very costly for him, but you know, if it finishes like this, Rubik's being in 7th isn't the worst thing for the team, at least, because Rubik's finished 1st in the last race, and now his teammate will most likely be finishing 1st here in the 2nd race. Is that Rubik's?
I'm surprised if he doesn't.
Rubik's is now just ahead of his teammate. Just got lapped by Bill.
So for me, Rubik's has gone in the pits a normal car and come out a hover car. It's an interesting strategy.
Yep. You go with the tire change, except you put on the hover tires. That's perhaps the alternate compound. It's an alternative to regular tires. All right, 5 seconds left of the race. This will be the final lap here. Raz Daniels gonna try his best to catch up to Miffy, but there's still about a 4-second gap here. It doesn't seem to be shrinking. Raz seems to be taking it pretty easy out here, actually. Not sure if he's just chewed through his tires. I saw his back end slipping out a little bit earlier, so I think he's just going to try to hang on to it in the 3rd place there. And Bill Kerman coming around the final turn now onto the start-finish straight for a 1st place finish here in race 2 of the day. Somebody's waiting for him to cross the line there. There, Bill's got a 1st good on him. And it should be Miffy coming up here.
Celebratory wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then Raz Daniels 3rd. Definitely some very interesting events this race. Some dramatic pileups, some big crashes. Some good racing for the 1st place in Team Huchestli. I'm just gonna keep saying it till I get it, which will probably be never. I think I got a little bit of a replay of those guys going through at high speed side by side. just a foot apart from each other. That was some really cool stuff. So, Bill Kerman with the gold medal on that one. Miffy got second place, Rise Daniels third, Domi got fourth there, FX47 with a fifth place. Got him a sixth. Rubik's wound up getting seventh after that little rendezvous with the wall. Have a nice day in eighth, Fatal Enemy ninth, and Tonlo finished 10th on that one. And we had, I think, 3 retirements for the race. It's pretty good overall. We'll get a couple drivers in here to have some words. Maybe find out what happened to Rubik's and with Flick and Flock and with their difficulties that they've had out there today. Oh, I don't need that music on. Unnecessary. I think Polly's gonna go grab some drivers up here to have some interviews with us. Yeah, that's pcdc.link if you want to join us for next week. Be doing the same thing, same time, different place. Next week we will be driving at standby Long Beach Street Circuit next week, so that'll be a good one. I'm not sure how these guys will handle the bumps and bruises of the street circuit, and it's all walled in. I'm sure we're gonna see some drama there. Polly, hello.
Hello.
Are you willing to grab some guys for interviews for me?
Who would you like?
Let's get let's see, on my list I think I want Bill, Rubik, Smith, whoever's ready.
Okay.
Oh, and Flickin'. We'll get to it. $69 engine damage. Dang. Is it just the heat for you or what? Was a good race though. Bill Kerman, hello.
Hello, Dustin.
Congrats on the first place finish on that one. How'd today's racing go for you?
Well, the first race was a bit of a catastrophe, actually.
Yeah, what
I
happened
don't know
there?
if you saw. Yeah, I started like third, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think I started third. And then there was just, I think Husky was having issues and it threw me off my game a bit. And then with the dirty air and people making mistakes, finally I pinned it into a wall, which in these cars is not a good idea.
No, not good in any car, but definitely not these guys.
Yeah, so I went to pit for damage, and by this time I was lapped and like at the same track position as P7 or so, but 1 lap down. So yeah, I knew that the race was pretty much fucked, but I had taken on fuel, so I tried to not stop again until the end, which worked and got me P8, which allowed me to start P1 in the second race, which was cool.
So crucial for you. It was like that was an excellent clinching move to make the best of it was to get P8 because you definitely do well. I don't know what the statistics are exactly.
Because else I would have been 9th.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Somebody disconnected or something right at the last lap, so you kind of got lucky.
I was struggling to overtake Domi. I think he had taken on fresh alternate tires, and there was no way past. I don't know what exactly, but I was not finding my way past. And yeah, I was extremely lucky that I got back to P8. And then in the second race, it went pretty much according to plan. I got away pretty quickly from all the guys. Then Flickenflaggen had some issues. But then at the pit stop, I had again the repair bug, so I lost about 25 seconds or so to repairs.
Wonderful.
Yeah, which allowed Rubix, who had pitted earlier, just to get out in front of me.
Yeah, it looks like you guys had a nice little sparring session out there for a while. Did you eventually decide to just back off? It seemed like you guys just settled down and decided to roll with it after a while.
No, I think it was just critical when you're somewhat near, you just gain a lot on the straights back. So it was critical for me to break the slipstream a bit for him. And once he dropped out of that 1.5 second window, I was starting to open up a gap, but then he had some issue, I assume, in dirty air, and he crashed. So yeah, we threw away a 1-2. That's a bit of a shame.
It is, but a member from your team both got the first place in both races today. So
yeah, indeed. I mean, there's balance. One of us cocked up every one of the races.
yeah, that works out pretty well. It was great watching you guys battle side by side. That was really fun.
Yeah, thanks. That was really fun.
Well, I'll send you back, but congrats on another win, Bill.
Thanks. See you, Dustin.
Bye. All right, let's see if Paulie's ready with another one. We'll get a couple more guys in here to have a word. I think Flickin', Rubik's, and Miffy probably will talk to if they want to talk to us, and then we'll wrap it up after that. But get a couple more dudes in here. See, Miffy, I think Flickin' Flackin' has left the server, so Miffy and Rubik's. I'm just gonna take one. I'm gonna kidnap somebody and just put him in the commentary box. Hey Rubik's, I'm kidnapping you. What's up, bud?
I fucked up the second race, but I won the first race.
Yeah, we just talked to Bill and mentioned how nice it is that one of you fucks up, the other one can manage to take first still. That was pretty good. Yeah, what happened there? Did you have dirty air right here?
Yeah, the main difference was everyone else drove on the hard tires all the time. And because you know me, I do strategic stuff. I drove on the soft tires all the time.
Okay.
In both races. And towards the end of the second race, the tires were like not so good anymore, but they were still okay. But I just overdid it, and then like I spun in the second race at the beginning. Then I lost 20 seconds or something on Bill. Then he had a pit issue. Then I was back in front of him. Then I made some mistakes again.
Yeah, it maybe wouldn't have happened if you weren't battling so hard with Bill, but it was a lot of fun to watch you guys sparring like that side by side. You guys are so close.
And I think I did like 7-8 in the second race. That was really good.
And
really fun.
Yeah, that was super cool to watch. I got a lot of good footage of that little battle you guys had. In the first lap, my goodness, I just need to commend you on your pit strategy on that. The undercut worked beautifully.
Yeah, I just couldn't overtake him on the track, and then I thought, man, maybe that's a good option, and it worked completely out. Then Flicken even spun, and that's perfect.
Yeah, that was wonderful. He managed to hang on to a second after he spun, but man, it was...
Yep.
I paid attention. I was like, Rubik's is pitting earlier than anybody, but I know him, and he's doing this on purpose for pit strategy, and we'll keep an eye on it. And I caught the whole thing. It was beautiful. So
perfect.
Congrats on that. Your team's sitting pretty after today.
Yeah, that's hopefully our nice team with the nice team name. Yeah, kind of.
Oh, it's a little sh on the S.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
nice.
It's getting better.
I'm gonna work on it.
At the end of the season, you can do it.
I said it probably 20 times during the stream just to practice.
Just to practice.
But yeah, congrats on that race. That was a lot of fun to watch, Rubik's.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun to drive.
Let's see. Let's get Miffy in here, and then we'll wrap it up. But we'll get Miffy in here for an interview. Hello, Miffy. You want to talk to us for a minute?
Hello, Dustin.
Hey.
Yeah, sure.
So good finish there on both races. How'd today go for you overall?
Much better than expected. I mean, I was loading up the ghosts on the time trial of the Honda guys, and I was a good 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. So I was not expecting today to go remotely well. I think the first race was a pretty supreme bit of cheese, which I'm quite proud of. I think what happened was that I got really salty about being so much slower on the straights than the Hondas. So I was running really low aero, and then as a consequence of that, I was actually quite good on fuel.
Oh yeah.
Which made the no stop possible. I think that's what must have happened, because I wasn't expecting to be able to no stop initially. The second race, I don't know really what happened. I guess it was mostly just attrition. I know Rubik's kind of crashed out at the end. I think a few other people around did, because I wasn't astoundingly quick, although I think from a glance, I was only about a half second. Once I like actually buckled down and was pushing, I was only about a half second off Bill. So I think on like raw pace, that was a little, a little bit more of a deserved second place. Whereas 4 seconds off of the fastest lap in the first one was just a bit of a joke.
Yeah, it's surprising though. Sometimes these, especially the half-hour race, these long shots kind of work out once in a while. Like Rubik's had a massive undercut that just catapulted him to the front in the half-hour race. Whereas the 45-minute, you get a little more settled in, you get a little more regular strategy, and everybody.
Yeah, there's less room to do anything other than just stopping somewhere in the middle and putting another set of alternates and filling the tank up.
Right, but it's definitely fun in the first race so you can get these wild strategies going on.
The other thing with running a no stop is that it means that with track limits as ridiculous as Imola's, anytime you get a track penalty, you can just, I'm saving my fuel here, and it works into the strat perfectly.
Nice, perfect. Yeah, that was a fantastic day for you out there today.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, good on you. Hopefully there's a bunch more podiums for you in the future.
I think I've got 6th, 5th, 3rd, and 2nd now in the last 4 races.
You're moving up. It's going to be first and then beyond.
No, I'm worried that I'm going to skip first and go straight to the back of
It just loops around like that. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see next week at Long Beach what you can do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where I am in the standings after that, because I do not feel like I assume that I will have gone up, because I don't. It was Sheridan even here today. Like, I do not feel like I've been a top 3 driver at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll be.
But it might be where I am.
It'll definitely help your team, and I
don't have a team. I'm a lone wolf.
Oh, you're not? Okay. Yeah, you're gonna be shooting up the standings now because Jim and Sheridan weren't here. So that's
Easy peasy.
You might be up in second now for points. Actually,
God.
That's
Everyone's gonna
fantastic.
start having expectations.
Yeah, right. Well,
I'm not one of the aliens. I don't belong.
nah, not with that attitude. Just put the nose to the grindstone now and ascend to greatness, Myth.
It's only 4 seconds to make up.
Well, you never know. Maybe you'll have same luck you did this week. We'll find out, and look forward to seeing it next week. Congrats again, Myth.
Thank you.
Let's get Raz in here. I never talked to Raz. I feel like I've not dragged Raz in for an interview in probably a year. So
It's Daytona. It's Daytona when I was driving that shitbox.
the touring cars at Daytona, or
No, the Cadillac.
oh the Daytona Endurance.
Yeah, the Enduro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have the memory of a goldfish. I don't remember, but I knew it's been a while. So I don't have any specific questions for you, but I figured I'd give you a chance to come holler at me and tell us how your race went.
First race, not so good. Second, probably the best race I've had so far for PCDC. The same for the first one. I kind of spun out and then was back of the field, and my setup was completely wrong for the race compared to qualifying. And then, for whatever reason, I got stuck in the pits for like the last 5 minutes of the race and just came 10th. And then second one, I was just thinking, right, just avoid any accidents and just don't make any mistakes, and it just seemed to work.
Yeah. Well, if you can just stay alive, it definitely goes a long way with these cars. It's hard to survive with all your wings intact, but
Yeah, on the first and second lap, I think there are like at least 2 cars that spun out in front of me, and I just had to like avoid them, and I was like inches away from losing my wing, which would then be a very different race.
yeah, the stuff got wild. But you know, I think that survival aspect and just staying as consistent as possible goes a long way. Because we're seeing a lot of people that we're not used to seeing on the podium. Miffy and you just managed to just stay safe and run really good races today. And
Yeah, we're talking about Flicking as to how like he's super fast in the time trials and the qualifying. Like he's a really good like Indy Car driver, but then when it comes to the race, I just don't think he's got the setup for the race. He's 100% all the time, rather than sort of taking a bit easy and just it's a 45-minute race.
Yeah, yeah, and it's that's what I was thinking too. Is like there are drivers that are very very fast, but just staying alive and staying safe is for your aero's sake is so important. So you can get some good surprise finishes like this, and it rewards
Yeah,
the
well,
consistency.
in the practice race we did in Indianapolis, I got another podium there. It was just again on the first lap, like some of the front runners got into like accidents, and then that's it, lost the wing and had to pit. And from there onwards, they're kind of like not an issue because they're way back in the field then.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I'm loving the Indy Car so far. That's my first proper race this season in them. So yeah, have to see what race is next.
Yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you next week at Long Beach, and congrats on your third place. This
Yeah,
race, that was
first official PCDC podium.
yeah, congrats on that. That's special. We'll have to have a little celebration on that. But for now, I think we're gonna wrap up the stream. Thanks everybody for watching. Anybody watching in the future, thank you. PCDC.link if you want to join us for next week. I've been Dustin the Destroyer, and for Polly and for Raz, thanks so much. We love y'all. Goodbye forever.
Bye.
For a week, just for a week. We'll be back. Mwah.